in. And it'll be the Batley fullback, David Scott, to get us underway. Game 6 of 7 at the Summer Bash here in Blackpool. Still to come, Lee against Widnes. But for now, it's all about the heavy woolen derby. That's what they call it. Of course, Milltown's going back to the 19th century. Talking of which, hello, John Wilkie.
Thank you very much. So important that these two sides start the game with some ball control. It's really warm down there on pitch side, so controlling that possession is crucial for both these teams today.
Well, the start's important as well, without a shadow of a doubt. Good tackle there coming in from James Brown. A little bobble there, and yeah, absolutely. Can't get away with that one. We talked about mistakes, didn't we? First set, first mistake.
Well, that's just the opposite of what I was alluding to, really. You need to start the game with some ball control. Don't get me wrong, you need some ball movement as well. It doesn't have to be conservative, but crucially important at the start of games to get to the end of your sets, to establish some field position, and Dewsbury will be disappointed there to turn over some cheap possession 1 minute in.
Yep. Shot clock off. Out.
Well, the ball out, and a chance here for the Batley Bulldogs early on as Scott takes the ball up. I'll be delighted also to see Tomlinson back in the starting lineup. There's Paul Brearley. Both sides have got really big packs. Leake at hooker. And there's a case in point, Toby Everett.
Hold his 10. Hold. Go to stand and play.
Leake again, controlling things for the Bulldogs. Dewsbury and Brad Barney. What a good pickup that was, by the way. Campbell it was, and he'll run inside, looking for support, looking for a way through. Ryder it was, hanging on in the tackle. Leake now. Brad Barney involved. Dewsbury with a step. Dewsbury with a step and another step. Can he get the ball down? Desperate defending from the Dewsbury Rams, held up over the line. Well, John Wilkin picked out at Louis Dewsbury, and he very nearly gave Batley the lead.
And Richard, this is what we see from him all the time. He's a running threat, great off both feet.
He's a struck good player. Brad Barney there, he's got a real nice left to right pass as well.
Disappointing end to the set.
Play on here, boys.
And picked up there by Michael Knowles.
Here we are. Let's go, mate.
Yeah, turnover. And on we go. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Finn and Brown for Dewsbury and Dominic Brad Barney for Batley. That's where certainly the game will be won and lost as it goes along. But look at the size of the packs. We mentioned Ben Kilner and Sammy Kabula and Callum Field, all on loan from Wigan, all trying to make an impression here for Dewsbury. And there is Kabula, a young man, only 19 years of age, and they rate him very highly at the DW Stadium. Kick downfield, easy for Keenan Tomlinson. And again, another disappointing end to the set.
So I think they'll be more than happy with the yardage that they're making. Look, as you mentioned, they've got, these Dewsbury teams got big boys all over the park. You mentioned the forwards, but you can't look past the backs. Adam Ryder wearing number 4, exceptional carrier of the ball for them, and so is Rob Warranty, so look out for them too as well.
Agree there, Adam Ryder's a strong player for Dewsbury. And also Dale Morton, I think he's got real good footwork when he brings the ball out of backfield.
Let's have a look. Manning it was.
He's unlucky there. There's hands all over that, isn't there? You know, this is a real contentious issue in rugby now.
You've seen the given penalty, haven't you?
Yeah, but this is happening very regularly now. Hands, players with hands all over the ball. The referees, you know, pick a way to referee it depending on the fixture. We saw Ben Thaler in the Challenge Cup referee it slightly differently. We just need that to be consistent, that situation.
Well, certainly the better start from the Batley Bulldogs. Leake will find James Brown going forward. Lee Greenwood, the Dewsbury coach, has been really concerned about the poor starts that his side have made consistently this season. Kabula in with the tackle. Leake again, and Dewsbury Brambani and run towards the line from Paul Brearley.
4, move!
Couple of tackles left in this set. Opening 5 minutes here between Batley and Dewsbury at the Bash. It will be the last one.
Hold. Go.
Lee, they will run it to the short side, and it's picked up there well, and that could well be the first try for Keenan Tomlinson. Well, it was on the bounce.
Right, Dom. Leave it here.
Well, the referee, Matt Rossley, is going to give it. Yeah, we call it as a try. And it was Brambali and Jouffre involved once again, but Tomlinson, who's back from an ankle injury, strikes first for the Batley Bulldogs.
And it's interesting, isn't it, when a ball hits the deck,
I'm going to speak to him.
you know, everybody stops. Batley didn't, but the penalty here for the ball steal, as I said, hands all over the ball, rightly a penalty. And then it's Alistair Leake out of dummy half, fired the ball. Presence of mind, actually, there to jump from the head. It didn't look like it was needed from Keenan Tomlinson. Just gave him the opportunity to ground the ball without putting a foot out of play. A great start from Batley, but poor ball control from Dewsbury. It's given Batley this field position that they've got.
Yeah, missed the last 5 games, Tomlinson, so what a start for him. Disappointing for Dewsbury, and as we were saying, for Lee Greenwood, again, a poor start. Andy Gabriel, the winger, will probably be disappointed with the effort in the tackle. Jouffre now right off the touchline to try and turn 4 into 6. Well, not on that occasion, but I have to say one of the best rules that's been brought in recent years in rugby league is to make the corner flag in play, because it's improved the quality, and now we see it again. In bygone years, that would have been disallowed.
Having watched it back, I'm not sure he needed to do it. Look, there's an obsession with doing that. Wingers now, that's their Instagram moment. That's the moment they post. Me in the air, putting the ball down.
Practice as well, don't they, John? They practice that.
They do.
I'm not sure they practiced that one, but he's scored a try, and it's 4 points.
How do you address a poor start? Lee Greenwood's had so many poor starts.
Well, he just managed to keep that in play. That was fortuitous there for Batley. We'll come on to that again in a moment, but it really was a good kick-off. 4-0 Batley in front. He was talking about that, as I say, the Instagram moment, the photograph moment. That was well done by Wood on the far side. As a coach, are you just telling players, just score, forget the spectacular and forget the trying to be all the fizz, just get the ball
You want to
down.
get the ball down, you want to get the ball down with 2 hands if you can, instead of a one-handed put down. But at the same time, it depends where the defenders are coming from and the space that's there.
Well, there we were.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was needed, but the skill itself is being celebrated a lot in the game, and the best exponents of it, Tommy Makinson in Super League, fantastic at it. All wingers need to be able to do it.
It's a decent defensive set there from Dewsbury, though. They've contained Batley to the 30-metre area. Just need a good chase now.
It's Andy Gabriel picking the ball up. The 5th time that they've played here at Blackpool, and Batley have won only 1, but they've all been close every year since we've been here between these 2 arch rivals. Kabula with a charge forward. No match has been won by more than 7 points.
Just looking at that, John, there, Rob Warrency just getting in there, and Dale Morton. The backs in backfield, they've got a big pack, Dewsbury. They're utilising the outside back really
They do,
well.
yeah, and they dig into your ruck. They come back to your middle. Ryder in particular, watch him coming back to the middle of the field. Good kick and a good set from Dewsbury, that.
Oh, well taken under pressure. David Scott there, made over 100 appearances for Batley. That was really good full-back play, because certainly when he was playing in Super League and at Championship level as well, Liam Finn is one of the best exponents of the high kick.
We're just looking to pin your opponents in their half, keep them inside the 20, 30 metres is a great result. And then just try and catch that ball on the full and bring it back. And that's the cycle of rugby league, whatever level you're at. Kick well, defend strong, catch the ball on the full.
Yeah, good run from dummy half again by Alistair Leake. Yeah, weak in Singapore. Not bad work if you can get it, but he was desperate to start. You know, Matt Diskin was thinking about putting him on the bench, but no jet lag. He wanted to start. Good take by Luke Hooley. Full back on loan from Wakefield, back in the starting lineup. And it's certainly a willing runner, isn't he, Sammy Kabula?
You short the 10.
Warranty as well involved, and
3.
It's important to get those big guys on the deck. I think Batley have done a great job there with Warranty. 3 or 4 men in the tackle. See Kabula carry strong here. You've got to put these big guys on the floor.
Forward pass, and words, and well, it's only taken 10 minutes. One thing that we can be absolutely certain, this will be fiery. It'll be passionate.
Shot clock on.
There is no love lost, and you know, the coaches will have been saying just the same thing to the players.
Okay.
This is a big, big, big game.
It's just a straight knock on, wasn't it?
Yeah, just going back to your point there, John, for Dewsbury coaching-wise, it's just important you complete them first 4 sets. You get some field position, and that's 2 sets now they've not completed, Dewsbury.
Oh, the run forward from James Brown. Another loyal servant of the Batley Bulldogs. Both these sides are part-time. Dewsbury on the charge. Paul brilliant. It's a potent right edge, this for Batley when they get it going. Leek and Dewsbury and Rambani with the pass out to the far side for Wood. Tall, lanky, awkward centre. 4-0. 11 minutes on the clock. That's a great run from Campbell. Can he get it down? Wow, what a try. Dewsbury caught absolutely cold there by Johnny Campbell. He spotted the gap. They were asleep, the Dewsbury Rams defence. And Batley double up. 8-0.
Yeah, Matt Diskin will be delighted with that. You know, it's fair enough getting field position and a wealth of possession, but you've got to convert it into points. Nobody better to take advantage of field position than Johnny Campbell. Here's the error that led to it. Kabula trying to force the offload. It popped out, and off the back of that field position, and as I said, Johnny Campbell's so strong through the hips. That's why he's joint top try scorer for this Batley team. He comes to life near the line. We've seen a couple of good runs from him and a great finish, and he's delighted with that one.
Yeah, the little mention, for one of Johnny Campbell's close relatives who's in hospital. That's what he was pointing at. Tries in 3 consecutive games. This should be fairly easy for Dewsbury, and it is, and it's 10-0. And they have dominated from the off.
They have, and the challenge for the Dewsbury defence here is you're defending some shape, you're expecting a play. The guys either side of the ruck, just not anticipating a dummy half run from that side of the field, and great footwork from Johnny Campbell in strength.
They've got the numbers there, haven't they? The number to deal with that on goal line there. They've got a little bit more purpose on goal line and get forward and a little bit more communication there. But it was a fantastic score. I thought he had some real good footwork, and there was no dancing about getting that ball down.
Of course, Diskin and Lee Greenwood, both rookie coaches. Greenwood taking over last October from Neil Kelly. Matt Diskin filling the boots of John Keir. And of course now trying to revive the Bradford Bulls. Kabula's been involved in everything. Tackle there coming in as well from Michael Knowles.
That's a warning sign, though, isn't it? Too much work here. There's too much defensive work for the Dewsbury team, and it's putting themselves in an energy hole. You know, you only get so much energy at the start of the game, and they've wasted a lot of it with the poor ball control.
Well, 4 defeats in the last 5 for the Dewsbury Rams, and we talked about the inconsistency in the lower reaches of the championship table.
Okay.
Batley has struggled as well, but the knock-on ball to ground in the end from Adam Gledhill. But just to show how it goes, Dewsbury, their last win was one of the performances of the whole season in the championship when they went away and win this.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dewsbury have got it in, and we played Dewsbury on the postage stamp of a pitch, and it was ankle deep in mud, and Dewsbury very nearly beat us on that day, and what they did was control possession. They put us in corners, made it difficult. Quite the opposite to how they've started this game, and probably quite the opposite to how they have been started games, as Lee Greenwood would be frustrated with.
Talking to some of the Dewsbury contingent not so long ago, they were all saying that you were very, very lucky that day.
Well, they would say that.
And they would be right.
Probably.
10-0, Batley in front. Coming up for the 15-minute mark. Still to come, don't forget, the big games of the weekend. We've talked about fire and passion here. It'll be there aplenty when Lee take on Widnes in our finale to the Bash of 2019. First time really here. Dale Morton takes it forward. And it's taken 15 minutes that they've had ball in hand inside the Batley 20. That's a really good, well, I was going to say good take, but he did manage to get the ball backwards there, Sam Smeaton.
Smeaton fell over the back of Liam Finn. Fortunately, the ball spilt backwards, but for Dewsbury, have been doing a majority of the defending, as here we see Smeaton. Luckily, the ball goes backwards, but Dewsbury have been doing too much defending. They need to turn this tide, either with a great result on the end of the set or some vigorous defence.
Got to get some more numbers in there, though, haven't they? Look, they just played the ball real quickly. Dewsbury got to commit more numbers to that contact area, slow them down. Warrants to return the ball. He's a strong player, Rob.
He is. It's really difficult to get down. He often stands in tackles, does Rob Warrensy. Very strong.
Vastly experienced, of course. Super League as well as Championship. 16 minutes on the clock. Andy Gabriel, first season at Dewsbury, top try scorer in League One with Keighley. Last year certainly knows where that try line is. Liam Mackay. Well, may well be an injury there.
Tackle 4.
Let's have a look.
Change of angle from Kabula. It's the ones you don't like to see. His ankle's caught underneath. His right ankle's trapped.
Underneath, wasn't it?
And you just, oh.
Cameron Field.
That is nasty. Very.
Totally accidental.
Pitch is really firm, isn't it, John? It's really firm field. There's not a lot of give in it.
No, we've seen
completely accidental, but it's a tough one, that.
And we've seen Matt James leave the field with a similar injury today. And look, it's an occupational hazard. Everybody who plays rugby league, you know the risks. It's awful to see that, isn't it? A nice change of angle from Kabula, looking to mix things up. I've been impressed with him in the opening exchange, but...
Agree, and I think Batley have gone at Kabula. I think they're trying to tire him out. There's two reasons there. One, to sap his energy, and he's also not as effective then when he's carrying the ball, but he put a nice little ball back on the inside.
It was a firm tackle initially from Brown, but
the full weight of Gledhill, Adam Gledhill, maybe 105, 110 kilos, falling through the Callum Field's leg. I mean, look, he's doing his best to get up here, to show some bravery for his team. He certainly won't be coming back onto the field.
No. That's a big blow for the Dewsbury Rams. 10-0 down. Just lost influential Callum Field.
Look, it's disappointing for him at the injury, but actually a little break there. Dewsbury have been under the pump. Too much defending in these hot conditions. Little break here. They'll be happy for a breather as we see Callum Field leave the field under the medical attention of the Dewsbury medical staff. But a chance to breathe, take stock, and maybe try and make some improvements on the fly here for Dewsbury.
And it's Daniel Benedion who is coming on to replace Callum Field. Kabula will play the ball. 10-0. Dewsbury so far really haven't been at the races, certainly not with ball in hand. Here is Lucas Walshaw. Well, on the last, just about got the ball away, Simon Brown, but there was no plan there. It was easily snaffled up by Sam Smeaton, and we talk about those disappointing last tackle plays. There just didn't seem to be a plan there.
They had some time to organise that kick, didn't they? There was a breaking play, a stoppage. They had a little bit more time to organise a set-up play and then get a better kick away. Slightly offside, bit reactive there.
I agree, the key for Dewsbury defensively here is to commit some numbers to the ruck. It's hard when you're tired to do that. It's a discipline to do that, but Batley using all sorts of shapes to disrupt Dewsbury's ability to get more than two in the ruck, and credit them with that. And
they look more threatening with the ball, don't they, John? Batley just taking the line on a little bit more.
Well, tries from the wingers, Keenan Tomlinson and Johnny Campbell, giving Dewsbury the edge, and it's Jouffre here who's putting up a high hanger, and Warrency underneath it, watches it, takes it well. But again, Dewsbury pinned back
Hold, boys, hold.
close to their own try line.
No, you're walking forward. You're walking forward.
Difficult though, isn't it? You know, both Matt Diskin and Lee Greenwood have ambitions. They don't just want to settle for mid-table mediocrity. But we talked about the budgets, and Richard will know about this. I mean, you know, what they want to do is coach, but they're forever juggling, aren't they?
Yeah, the competition doesn't lie, and there's a sort of two tiers within the championship. There's 6 or 7 teams who are breaking away from the likes of Batley and Dewsbury, but Batley, for them, they need to win this game to stick in with an ambition of getting in the top 5.
An indication of that was Dewsbury have used 34 players this year, so there's not a lot of consistency and continuity in their team, and that's a real challenge for debut coach in Lee Greenwood.
Finn gets the kick away. That's a good one. It's an awkward bouncing one, and Scott forced a turn and gets the ball away. Just by, that was risky. Did it go forward?
Looked like a forward pass.
Was that a forward pass from the fullback David Scott? I think he'd have been better hanging on to that. Well, we talked about the Liam Finn kick, and it was the kick that caused all sorts of problems. The fullback Scott allowed it to bounce, but the pressure coming from Simon Brown and the error forced.
And we saw Dane Chisholm do this yesterday. When you put your foot, angle the ball, put your foot through it, causes the ball to spiral in the air, and as it drops, it can move up to 5, maybe 10 metres. It drops short, and great chase from Dewsbury there. Gambled on the chase, looked to be nothing on.
Going for the line now. This is the opportunity. We're approaching the midway point of this first half. This is the first real big opportunity. Ball goes inside for Ben Kilner, stopped just in front of the post. Mackay at dummy half, and Finn looking for support. How to support there from Adam Ryder, but look at that cover defence. Looks like all 13 around the Dewsbury centre. It might create a gap on the far side. Igbininian gets the ball out.
Great tackle
Again on Kabula. What a tackle that was. Well, that looked forward. Play on, says the referee. Picked up by Ryder. Is that a try? That looked like a fantastic try for Andy Gabriel. Spectacular once again. We've seen some brilliant wingers tried this weekend. Tomlinson and Campbell for Batley. But Andy Gabriel with the spectacular. And Dewsbury are back in this.
That's exactly what, when we talk about the acrobatic finish in the corner, that's how you do it. But it all came from Liam Finn's kick. As I said, tilt the ball, kick through the belly. That spirals, it doesn't go all that high, but you don't know where it's going to drop. And off the back of the resulting pressure, a forward pass comes. Dewsbury with a chance to attack. Great hands here from Michael Knowles, the back rower. Adam Ryder picks it up. He's a big running threat. Great acrobatic finish there from Andrew Gabriel. And as I said, great ball from Michael Knowles. It hit the deck, but he needed to get the ball to some space.
He knows where the try line is, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the centre did really well there, Adam Ryder. Just took it to the line, passed the ball, got it out in front, and again we've got another dive over in the corner. He's shifting the ball pretty well there, Dewsbury, a little bit more confident with the ball.
When somebody can run like Adam Ryder, the centre, always makes defences hold. And the Batley defence certainly held then.
Liam Finn from the touchline. His second spell with Dewsbury. 35 years of age, but still as passionate as ever about his rugby league. That just goes to the left of the post, but on message and back in this game.
Yeah, sleight of hand from Knowles, as we said. Ryder with a good pick-up, and this is what I'm saying, he's a big man, can carry the ball. But that's a great finish, isn't it? Fantastic finish there from Andrew Gabriel. We'll be delighted with that. For Lee Greenwood, he'll be excited because what the first chance really they've had, it looked dangerous, it looked threatening.
Fair call, and it come off the back of a Liam Finn kick, as you say, with a little bit of spiral, a bit of edge to it, made it a contest. That's what you've got to do with your kicks. You can't just kick it to the opposition. You can catch it on the full, you've got to make it a contest.
Well, news from touchline is that Callum Field, who just left the field, he's having his right ankle assessed, but the word is he will not be coming back into this contest. We talked about no love lost. They only played. It was a ferocious game on Good Friday, wasn't it? Batley beat Dewsbury by 20 points to 8 after playing for an hour with 12 men, and after playing for 15 minutes with 11 men because of a sin binning. Very rarely does a Batley Dewsbury derby go by without somebody being shown a yellow or a red card.
Oh, you've jinxed it now, Stuart. It's not going to happen. But yeah, these have been fiery affairs. No love lost between these two sides. And look, I've been impressed with Dewsbury, how they've hung in here. They've earned the right to get some field position off the back of that Liam Finn kick. Took advantage of it, but the big challenge still remains dealing with this big Batley forward pack.
Brad Barney with the kick will have the same effect as the kick from Liam Finn, but again, Warrency's safe pair of hands on that right wing.
Go. Play on. Who?
The run from Morton for the Dewsbury Rams, but just wondering, you know, whether the message may come on from Matt Diskin. Just try something different, because Warrency is just safe as ever, isn't he? Every time the ball goes to that corner, he's caught it.
Yeah, they previewed and planned to kick into that corner, but he's come up trumps there. A fantastic catch from Robin. He's already took a carry in this set.
With that, though, the reason they're doing that is to get him on the full. He catches it on the full and you hit him, he's less of a threat. He's got no space to run. Kick high to him, make him catch it and hit him as he catches it, and that's certainly a tactic from Matt Diskin.
Joe Tyra is on the field for Batley. That was taken well by Manning.
Hand over. Dewsbury, hand over.
Brown may have been in there, but Manning was covering the ball for the Batley Bulldogs. Dave Manning, window cleaner by day, rugby player by weekend.
Coach Dane at Halifax is a lovely character, aggressive. He loves the game, he loves rugby league, and he carries the ball strong. Taking the ball in there now, and I'm sure he'll get a quick play of the ball for his team.
Go.
Dewsbury. There is Joe Tyra, the Fijian, formerly of Rochdale, of course, a huge Fijian community in Rochdale.
Surrender! Stand! 4. Hold.
It must be difficult for them, you know.
Go.
They train a couple of times a week, then come and play, and then just give us a I mean, John's a full-time pro, but of course, just give us an idea, Richard, of what it's like for, you know, the commitment. Well, just hang on a sec as the kick goes up from Brad Barney. Again, the target is Warrency, and again, it's a brilliant take. But the commitment that these players have to put in, working by day, training by night, the weekends taken up all the time, playing. There has to be a passion.
Yeah, it's the recovery as well. They don't get to recover between the games. They're working, they're up on a Monday morning. I'm sure most of these players will be working tomorrow. It's important that they rest and recover, but they give the heart and souls for the club. Yeah, and the Championship's a wonderful environment for that and for developing players. I've been impressed with Kabula. Obviously, he's a Wigan junior. He's probably full-time over at Wigan, but he'll drop in with Dewsbury once or twice a week, and he's done really well in this opening 20 minutes.
Simon Brown with the kick. Just get the feeling here that maybe the momentum is just
Shot clock on.
it's going with Dewsbury.
Rugby league is quite simple. If you pay respect to the ball and finish your sets of 6, you finish with kicks that are effective, your energy levels are increasing. What Dewsbury did at the start in the first 10 minutes was rob themselves of any ability to be competitive in this game. The Nets took them 15 minutes now to grind that back, and it can take 5 to 10 minutes to get that into that arm wrestle, can't it?
Yeah, there's 3 components, isn't there? There's offense, defense, and kicking, underpinned by your discipline and the way you execute your game plan and the kicking. I think Dewsbury here, the defense, they're ticking that box, and I think the kicking game, they're also ticking that box. If they fix up their offense, I think, yeah, they could come away with this one.
2, move!
Former Halifax coach Richard Marshall, former St Helens star, now plying his trade with Toronto and looking for another crack at Super League. John Wilkin with us here for this derby clash between Batley and Dewsbury. As Dewsbury tries to get things going. Brad Barney, though, well, I think Brad Barney there has given that one up.
Yeah, it was Brearley, the back rower, didn't get his timing right. Pass from Brad Barney, hit his hand, deemed to go backwards, and It was Dewsbury actually. Brambani touched it, but it's the back rower just got his timing wrong, Paul, really.
He's trying to put the line there, isn't he, John? He's trying to go into the line. He's just grazed the shoulder there.
Forward pass.
Forward pass, yeah, ruled out. Scott involved, but just a half break down this right edge. Speaking it was, and well, it was picked up.
Big defensive effort there from Kabula. Look, he's worked really hard here in this opening 27 minutes, and to see a big man who's carried the ball a lot, made a lot of tackles, just to see him come into the picture there to disrupt that pass, that's encouraging not only for Dewsbury but for Wigan, who are maybe watching this game.
And also it's a long stint, isn't it, in these conditions?
It's quite hot out there. It's really warm, and yeah, I've been impressed with him in his first 25 minutes. I think Batley were trying to target him early on in the game, and it didn't faze him one bit.
Sam Day.
He just copped a stray knee there from James Brown. Brown, vastly experienced, got a load of subtle skill. He's an old school rugby player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hard to handle, hard to manage. Again, he stands up and plays the ball if he can. He's got some real nice plays on goal line. I'm sure they'll use him up on goal line on crash balls and little A balls.
It's a bit of old school rugby league right there as well. Got his knees involved.
Takes no prisoners, for sure.
Well, Knowles dropped on, didn't he, on the other one, on Brambani there. It's there's a bit flying in, as you say. It's a local derby. There's a lot at stake for these two clubs.
Make sure you push up the marker.
He's fine.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's fine. He's up.
Looks all right.
Right up.
Physio's happy.
Right up. Tackle 3.
Luke Cooley. The ball back again for Igbenidian. An important player he's become, Daniel Igbenidian. You may remember he scored the winning try and was man of the match for Dewsbury in a thrilling win over their big rivals Batley here 12 months ago. 2-point ball game, 20 points to 18.
Give 10 metres
It's
here.
Brown this time with the kick. That's an easy take for Keenan Tomlinson for the Batley Bulldogs. 12 minutes to go to half time. Just 6 points in it. It's as close as we thought it would be.
Certainly is. I think Sam Day, who should come on the field at hooker, he's electric in and around the dummy half, and if he can get his hands on the ball and organise his team around that ruck, I think Dewsbury will go even further down the field.
You've got to remember Dewsbury as well, missing Paul Sykes, missing Kyle Triton, 2 key players. They can't be conceding penalties. Certainly can't be giving this Batley team field position. Every time they've had field position, they've looked dangerous. This Day, who you mentioned, probably on the field for his attacking skill there, just trying to control a bigger man, giving the penalty away. And this is what Matt Diskin will be wanting. And we spoke about James Brown and his ability to put trick plays on near the Dewsbury line. Well, we'd expect to see some of that here, but field position and advantage to Batley in this situation.
The man who earned the penalty on the ball now, Michael Ward, vastly experienced. Well, that will be hugely disappointing. Manning it was with the knock-on, but having earned the opportunity just to give up possession.
I think he's looking
give it
to
up
play
that easily.
Yeah, I think he's already thinking about the play back to Dewsbury there, where his job as a back rower there on the edges is just to hit that ball and do his job and then soak up a little bit of that contact.
Yeah, without doubt that was a set-up play, wasn't it? Manning to turn the ball back to Dewsbury, who's probably going to run, step off his left, cause some threat. It didn't happen, and Dewsbury delighted with the result off the back of that Day penalty. No points conceded.
Young Sam Day again involved in the actions. Came to Dewsbury from the academy at nearby Featherstone. Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Still one more big game to come at the Summer Bash 2019 here on Sky Sports. Lee against Widnes to follow this. That's a good kick. In the end, it was a good decision as well from David Scott. We sometimes see fullbacks a little bit hesitant, but
it was a great kick from Liam Finn. He's an experienced player, he's an experienced campaigner there, and he's just turned Batley around there. And to be fair, I think Scott's done the right thing there. Just they probably need a breather as well and regather. and execute their plan coming out of exit.
And that's what Liam Finn does for your team, doesn't it? Pick the kick that's needed. A couple of smart kicks from Liam Finn. That's smart because of the context of this game and maybe the energy expended from his side. Gives his side a rest and put that kick in a position where it's a 50-50 call whether to go for it. Scott chose not to.
The Halifax-Bradford game last night, I thought Scott Morell's kicking game was outstanding. The experienced players, they're worth the weight in gold.
Well, talking of having a rest after 31 minutes, a titanic effort from Sami Kabula. Lee Greenwood giving him a breather. Jordan Andrade is on for Dewsbury, but important moments in this game in the closing stages of the first half, and it's Brearley who tries to find a way through. Knowles in there with a tackle, along with Liam Finn. Bram Barney, Dewsbury, not seeing as much as I possibly thought we would of the Batley halves, certainly with ball in hand. Perhaps that to come. Little dink over the top from Bram Barney. And again, just taking the sting out of the situation. It'll be a scrum down. Dewsbury's had and feed, but the Bulldogs have the advantage. 10-4, with 8 minutes to go to half-time.
I think a big concern here for Lee Greenwood as a coach is that his side's conceded over 30 points in the last couple of games. They'll be pleased with the defensive resilience that they've showed over the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes. Few threats to deal with, they've dealt with it, they've got the ball back. And the game's settled into a bit of a rhythm now. 2 smart tactical kicks from the half-backs and both sides looking to bring the ball out from their end. And this is a structure that we see in big games. Kick, rest, attack, kick, rest, attack. And let's see who can handle that process the best.
Warren Soon again with the ball. Because I suppose in these conditions as well, Richard will know that in the last 20 minutes it's going to come down, a lot's going to come down to fitness, isn't it?
Yeah, game management as well is important. I think Dewsbury, they'll probably be looking to score. I think their momentum is on their side at this moment in time. If they can get a score before half-time, it really opens the game up.
Clear.
Well, Finn it is. A kick downfield and Finn chasing it. Again on the bounce taken by David Scott, but
Hold the 10, boys.
very rarely see a poor kick from Liam Finn.
It was Michael Knowles actually. Finn passed it on to Michael Knowles. The back rower then kicked the ball, as he does actually for Dewsbury quite often. He loves to drift down that short side and kick the ball. It was Knowles under a bit of pressure, got the kick away, but it was too shallow really, and it just gave Batley a relatively easy conversion. You'll see the likes of Johnny Campbell at dummy half here really relished the opportunity to run at a tyre in Dewsbury D.
Always dangerous, isn't he, with ball in hand, Campbell. Certainly knows where that try line is.
That's better from Dane Manning. That's route one, that's direct. That's the carry that he needs.
On the last few frame, at this time they are running it. Ward. Ball goes backwards, still on the last tier.
He knew he needed to get away. He did it well, and Bram Barney has another chance to get the kick away.
An easy take from Luke Cooley. Batley ahead with 2 tries in the first 12 minutes from the wingers Tomlinson and Campbell. A spectacular effort from the Dewsbury winger Andy Gabriel, keeping them in touch.
Just moving it a little bit there, which is good. In exit off the back of a quick play of the ball, just shifting the ball, shifting the point of attack, trying to get over the advantage line.
Just tires people out, that, doesn't it? Subtle movement, get this big Batley pack moving around, make them travel across a ruck, make them travel back again, and then you'll get some better opportunities off the back of it.
Well, Benedian push back, brilliant there from
tackle from Manning.
Manning it was.
He did really well, didn't he?
It's like a training drill. They'll pick you up and I'm going to carry you back 10 yards.
Finn changes the direction.
10 meters.
The kick from Michael Knowles. Little juggle there, little bobble for Tomlinson.
Yes, Adam Ryder. He's got a head knock. He's really important for this Dewsbury side. Looks like his contact lens has dropped out, but Adam Ryder hugely important for this Dewsbury side. He'll be back up and running.
Running repairs. Not the best to play, the ball's picked up though by Rhys Butterworth on the field. Here is Michael Ward.
On the attacking line. Tackle 4. Give the ball there. Ward, just wait up. Okay. Hey, nice contact lens.
Yeah, the contact lens, as you can hear from the referee, Matt Rossley.
It's not a head injury, it's a contact lens.
I think the break just helps Dewsbury out there, doesn't it? They were just looking a little bit fatigued, a little bit tired there, just off the back of that Michael Ward carry. He's a combative player, he's strong, Michael Ward, and he's got over the advantage line on that last play. Hope he gets his contact lens in.
Yeah, a lot of players, of course, do play in lenses. I just wonder whether contact lens solution should be a mandatory part of the physio's kit.
I'm sure he's got it in there. They've got everything in that bag, Stuart. But yeah, good to see Adam back, getting back into the defensive line. But yeah, interestingly, Sam Day's come onto the field, obviously on the field for his attacking ability, but Batley have really gone at him hard with the ball.
The mistake there from Smeaton. Now this may be a chance for the Dewsbury Rams. 4 minutes to go to half-time. Smeaton losing the ball. It was Finn in there, and now it's Gabriel. One or two errors creeping in for Batley, and Gabriel refuses stubbornly to go to ground. Andrade offloads, picked up by Igbenidian. He's got pace for sure. Smeaton with the tackle, trying to make up for his earlier error. Just get the feeling that these could be important moments.
There's too many.
Penalty given away.
For Matt Diskin, look, a message at half-time. We've got to get these Dewsbury players onto the deck. Andrew Gabriel stood in a tackle, makes the ruck unstructured. It just looks dangerous.
Garrett. Standout player for Dewsbury this season, Tom Garrett, here in Day, going on his own. Has he managed to get the ball down? Well,
Michael Ward's face was well and truly stopping that ball from hitting the deck. Putting his body on the line, his face on the line, literally.
Tackle 2.
Well done, Michael Ward. There was no way he was letting go of Day there. Great tackle.
But still, the danger signs are there. Here is Michael Knowles. Finn. And the error. No,
that's poor. Finn.
You just cannot afford to do that. We saw it at Batley at the other end in really, really good field position. But Batley made the error, then gave away the penalty. Great chance for Dewsbury.
Andrade got his timing all wrong for me. Finn was looking just to lay it up, move the point of attack. Andrade was too keen, Jordan Andrade, to get the ball when he wanted it. Just put pressure on that situation. It was good pressure from Louis Jouffret to force the Dewsbury error, but Batley now with ball in hand.
Yeah, good run again from Paul Brearley. A lot of size in both packs. Butterworth it is, and Joe Tyra on the last. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half at Bloomfield Road. Up goes the kick from Jouffret. Hooley underneath it, and again, a safe pair of hands.
Yeah,
offside, says the referee, Matt Rossley.
It's a shame because
he goes to Dewsbury.
He's just got to check his run there, the full-back, just on his inside. He's just got to hold back there. Just some ill-discipline there.
It's interesting, Stuart, you reference size. Watch a lot of rugby league, watch the NRL. I think the size of players is coming down. I think players have to be more mobile. So in this situation, in these conditions, size can be a strength, but it can be your biggest weakness too. So if Andrade and the big Dewsbury guys don't control possession, that size then becomes a weakness. And the same for Batley too. Said before the game, ball control is going to be crucial.
Especially with the game now with 8 interchanges, you need to... The big forwards are getting more minutes. They need to be more mobile, physically more active.
The mistake this time from Luke Hooley.
Just forcing things. Just take that tackle. Adam Ryder wasn't really in a position to get the ball here.
Still plenty of time for 2 or 3 more plays.
Yeah, and that's just patience. That's lack of confidence. Look, and that comes from your form being poor. You try and find solutions. We've seen it with Leeds Rhinos in Super League, and teams trying to find answers maybe that aren't there. Luke Hooley certainly. You know, he had a couple of players in the bag. Better to find the floor and try and catch Batley on the back foot.
Well, Batley are going to go in at half-time in front on Good Friday. They have to come from behind
10 metres.
to beat their
Hold, go.
big and bitter rivals, but after those 2 early tries, it's the half-time lead here for the Batley Bulldogs against Dewsbury in the heavy woolen derby. He's made an impression since he's come on, Tom Garrett. He's been playing at a fierce, fierce pace. Batley with 2 tries in the first 12 minutes. Kean Tomlinson back from injury, and then Johnny Campbell, 1 kick from Dewsbury, 10-0 it was. And then Dewsbury hitting back with the try from Andy Gabriel. We'll be back with first half analysis at the half time this big derby. Batley lead at the Bash by 10 points to 4.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
Wouldn't it be nice to keep things you normally lose? Unlike anyone else, Sky Mobile rolls over all your unused data for up to 3 years. So it's there when you need it most. Sky Mobile.
Remember what we said?
They must never happen.
Hand over the chest and save yourselves, Captain.
You okay, Dad?
Yeah. It was worth it.
Thanks, Dad.
New Freddo treasures with Cadbury Dairy Milk buttons and a surprise toy in every pack.
Amigo has now helped over 100,000 people to get on the road and over 300,000 people to get the money they need. Start your story today at amigoloans.co.uk.
You care for the things you love. So do we. With our Hotpoint Active Care technology, remove more than 100 stains at only 20 degrees. Giving new life to the things you love the most. Hotpoint, the way you care.
Is that what it feels like getting quiffed? Any bet you place, regardless of sport, odds or stake, could have its odds increased at the moment you place your bet. So download now. Quiff, the only sports betting app where any bet could be supercharged.
The KKK is planning an attack.
How do you propose to make this investigation?
We'll need a white officer to play me when they need it. God bless white America.
Georgia Hall goes for another major. The US Women's Open coming soon on Sky Sports Golf.
We're kidding ourselves if we think people will stop talking.
The lie, it's gonna get us all.
My son is dead. I want to know what happened that night. I'm very tempted to ask you. I don't think I would get the truth, would I?
Brand new Big Little Lies starts 10th of June on Sky Atlantic.
They passed it wide, he's still going. No, he's lost the ball.
The 2019 Summer Bash here at the Blackpool. One big game to come, but one huge game on Friday. Third place Sheffield at home to the Betfred Championship leaders Toronto. Live on Sky Sports Arena from 7:30, and of course massive weekend in Liverpool. The Magic Weekend heading to Anfield. 5-2 on Saturday on Sky Sports Action. Wakefield and Catalan will get us underway, and then on Sunday just before 1 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena for the Magic Weekend. Here, Batley with the advantage. There were 2 early tries from Tomlinson and Campbell. Dewsbury making far too many mistakes. Gabriel with the try. 10-4 it is. An intriguing first 40 minutes.
Yeah, poor ball control probably dominated Dewsbury's contribution in the first 10 minutes, and that gave the likes of Louis Giffray the chance to use his footwork and really take on a Dewsbury line that was doing too much defending. We'll see more of this from Louis Giffray in the second half, nearly scoring there off the back of that. It was the penalties and errors. Again, Warranty trying to steal the ball off Manning. The result, the try off the back of it. Keenan Tomlinson, excellent acrobatics in the corner. Again, Kabula forcing things. Dewsbury with their own worst enemy, and then Johnny Campbell comes to life near the try line. So much strength, as we mentioned in commentary. Dewsbury backing off, expecting a play to come. It wasn't. Johnny Campbell too strong. Liam Finn, some great touches when Dewsbury got back into the game, and a great kick from here, wasn't it, Rich?
Yeah, that was important. I thought they just got themselves back into the game at this point. Obviously, there's a force in the pass there. Young Scott, as we just see here, it's important. This at the time we thought Adam Ryder did a real good job there just to fix, and it's a sensational score in the corner there, Gabriel.
Yeah, great acrobatics, top finish from him, and Dewsbury had a good spell in the game here, and Day really made a difference. Sam Day coming off the bench, Michael Ward using his scrum cap, his face, everything he could to stop him from scoring.
He did really well, didn't he, to lock the arm in there, but they didn't give it up, did they? I think they did have to play and try and score. They did have a couple of tackles in the bank, but at the same time, they're back in the game.
Yeah, I think frustratingly, Dewsbury's completion rate here, 72% at half-time. 10 minutes in, that completion rate was down at 25%. Now that gives you no chance to be competitive in a game. They made too many tackles in that period and tired, but you've got to credit Dewsbury with coming back into the game. Certainly Batley will be happy with how they took those opportunities early on, but it was Dewsbury who finished the half the stronger. Just need to convert some of the chances, what they created, but they'll get that chance in the second half.
Another good crowd here on the second day of the Summer Bash in Blackpool. Coming up next, we've got that huge game, Lee against Widnes. Some of the Widnes players enjoying the first half action. And we'll be back for the second half. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Who's going to come out on top? Batley lead at half-time by 10 points to 4.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
Are you totally ready for a healthier mouth? Introducing new Colgate Total Whole Mouth Health Toothpaste, a breakthrough new formula that brings together two elements found in nature, zinc and arginine, to help fight bacteria, so that your whole mouth, your teeth, tongue, cheeks and gums are protected for up to 12 hours. New Colgate Total also delivers effective enamel protection, instant neutralization of bad breath and even sensitivity relief. New Colgate Total for whole mouth health.
Estrovia, sports fans. Betting on football is all up in here, so I'm keeping my mind in check in Mother Russia, home of this Grand Master. What's up, girl? Attack! Crushed her.
Don't bet silly, bet savvy. Get £10 in free bets with a Coral Bet and Get Club when you stake £25 or more each week. The smart money's on Coral.
Let l'adventure begin. Citroën C3 Aircross SUV.
Citroën. You know, I know good business. So when Barclaycard told me about their repayment calculator, which shows how a small extra repayment each month adds up to paying them much less in interest, I was shocked. That would be like me setting up a talent show in Antarctica. It would be bad business. But Barclaycard have made their repayment calculator, so you should definitely use it.
Nexium Control helps protect me around the clock from heartburn, so my day just flows. A
coffee to start the day. Work goes smoothly. Lunch on the go is go. And evenings are there to enjoy with friends. Nexium Control could help your day flow uninterrupted by heartburn. Just one pill a day could give you 24-hour protection for 0 heartburn. Take control with Nexium Control.
I'm Johnny Cage.
I'm Julia Child.
I am William Wallace.
I'm Schindler. And I am innocent.
Sky Cinema True Stories available.
He's still going. No, he's lost the ball.
One more match to go. Summer Bash 2019, and what a big game it is. Lee against Widnes. That's next here on Sky Sports Arena. But the Batley Bulldogs are leading their big rivals Dewsbury by 10 points to 4. Interesting to note, by the way, that Batley have been leading at half-time against Dewsbury for the last 2 years here at the Bash, and Dewsbury have gone on to win on both occasions. Just reminding you, a win for the Dewsbury Rams, and they will go above Batley into 9th place in the championship. It's all about survival at this level. What does Lee Greenwood and his Dewsbury side need to do? For me, I think that a bit more with the ball, a bit more savvy with ball in hand.
I think it's quite simple for me. When they controlled possession and when they respected the ball, when they got opportunities in a good ball, they looked more effective. Key for Lee Greenwood, and maybe over the last 4 or 5 weeks, the key for his team has been having 50-50 possession, getting your fair share of opportunities to attack the opponent's line, and to the back end of that first half, Dewsbury really had opportunities to score some points and attack Batley. For Matt Diskin, look, he'd be delighted with how his side started. They were ruthless. They took advantage of that sloppy start from Dewsbury, got points on the board, and you know, the Tomlinson try, Johnny Campbell try, just show the pressure that field position and the points that field position can bring. Dewsbury will be rested now with a clarity to what they have to do to get back into this game.
Yeah, they will reassess the plan, won't they? They'll have talked about the first 5-6 sets of the game. It's interesting to see how both teams start. They need to be error-free, I would suggest.
So 40 minutes away from bragging rights for either Dewsbury or Batley, and nearly an early mistake at the start of the half for the Batley Bulldogs. All about trying to find some consistency. Batley with 3 straight wins, followed by back-to-back defeats against Lee and York. Dewsbury losing 4 out of the last 5. So real mixed bag. Who can be bang on when it really matters at the start of this second half?
You know, when you start the second half, you're looking for some intensity with the ball in hand, and this is not what Batley needed. It gave Dewsbury the opportunity to really attack with the defensive set. Real well-controlled defensive set here from Dewsbury, and look, wherever this kick is kicked from, it's going to be a tough kick for Batley to gain any ground.
Well, the arrow there coming from young Lewis Bienek, who's on loan from Hull with Dewsbury. And a lot of people in the know are saying that this kid is very, very good, and looking forward to seeing him, Richard.
Yeah, he's a strong player. They've got high hopes for him over at Hull, and he just needs some game time. That's why the championship's such a vibrant competition for these young players to get some experience.
The first 10 minutes of this second half could be so important. Offside.
It's a poor start from Batley. Error off the kickoff.
Penalty
given away. Field position to Dewsbury, and this is, you know, 2 half-time talks. What do they look like? Matt Diskin, look, let's start big again. Put Dewsbury under some pressure. They haven't. Lee Greenwood, let's control the ball. Let's get some field position. They have. So following half-time, Lee Greenwood will be much the happier with his first few minutes.
Lee Greenwood, of course, once of Batley and once an assistant coach at Batley under Carl Harrison as well, but it's all about trying to lead his Dewsbury Rams to a big derby win in Blackpool today, and Liam Finn involved. Hooley at the fullback, good tackle from Sam Smeaton. Yeah, but the mistakes from Batley at the start of the half are giving Dewsbury the opportunity. Andrade, couple of tackles left in the set. Day manages to offload, and this time he just about managed to get hold of it then. Andrade Smeaton with a hand in there, but this is still going to be the last. Brown with the kick, but it was a poor one, picked up by his opposite number, Dominic Brambani, a wasted opportunity.
It's not the worst set of 6 you'll see, but it's not far off. You know, first attacking opportunity you get, they wandered, they'd never really executed any plays. They were pedestrian sort of coming onto the ball and needed to make more of that opportunity of field position.
Let's be fair though, we've seen you put 1 or 2 kicks like that on the last tackle.
That's why I'm well advised to say what a bad set looks like. I've been involved in my fair share, trust me. I've been the architect of many a poor good ball set, Stuart, as you well know.
Richard nodding in agreement. Smeaton it is, trying to get the ball away for the Batley Bulldogs. Tackle there by Liam Finn. Butterworth in at dummy half. Good kick. Good quick by Young. Reece Butterworth. There we go.
Yeah, just let's slow it down, put the ball in touch, regather. And you want to hit the reset button in games sometimes, don't you, Rich? You know, when things aren't going well, just hit the reset button, start again.
Two really good defensive sets from Dewsbury there. The kick-off defensive set was really good. They kicked off a sideline. They've made Batley kick off a sideline again. And I think the momentum is just shifting towards Dewsbury. Again, as we said, they've got to be error-free this set.
2015, Dewsbury won 1912. A year later, Batley won 28-24. 2017, Dewsbury won by a point, 13-12. Last year, a late try by Daniel Igbeninian gave Dewsbury a thrilling 20 points to 18 win. And the way things are shaping here, we've got no reason to think that this is going to be any different. Sam Day at dummy half, early stages of the second half. Finn inside for Ryder.
Dewsbury like that play, bringing back Adam Ryder back on the inside. He's a strong player, and they look to play off the back of that.
Yeah, the offload from Sam Day.
When you review Dewsbury, that's the play that you see. Ryder coming back to the middle of the field, Rob Warranty standing in tackles. It's dangerous for Batley that's happened here in the first few minutes.
Yeah, crossfield kick, well taken by David Scott. Like the look of Sam Day, by the way.
Great with the ball. I think he's got a big challenge to deal with the big Batley pack with his defence. I think with the ball is sharp. He's playing with both markers. He's looking for an unstructured ruck and he's going to run. The challenge will be his defensive attributes you need to be in the middle of the field.
Well, Campbell it was with the initial run. Smeaton carrying it on for Batley. Will win the penalty. Igbeninian there, just holding on a little too long in the tackle.
Such a shame for Dewsbury there. They'd worked really well previously with the defensive efforts and just holding down too long there. And we must credit Sam Smeaton there for a little bit of fight within the play of the ball. And we've got to defend the line again here.
You're looking for a bit of help from the second marker there. I think it was actually Sam Day coming out the ruck. Get your mate out of there.
Yeah, get tactile talk there, talking the ruck. I must admit there's not been a lot of talk in any of the tackles from either of the teams, and that's a sign that they're losing the contact area.
Is that something you coach, Richard, to get one teammate to pull another off the tackle?
Well, yeah, there's a number of reasons for doing that. It saves energy. It tells the referee that you're trying to work with the referee, but it also tells your friends as well that who you're working with at marker. So it's important, and that's again, as John pointed, they just missed out on that there, and it cost them a penalty.
Butterworth with the run, Manning, and now Jouffre for the Bulldogs, and Brambani. Little kick towards the corner, a little bit of hesitation as well, but good defending from Luke Hooley. Good chase as well from Campbell. Hooley goes down, but the important thing is he's done his job. He's kept the ball, but Dewsbury going to have to drop out from underneath their own post.
Well, it was smart play from Brambani because the shape threatened that they were going to move the ball. Brambani then touched with the right foot behind this Dewsbury line, but Andrew Gable, it was the left winger for Dewsbury. Look, he's left in a position there. Does he come up to defend the run play? Does he drop back to defend the kick? He came up, the kick behind, repeat set, but really subtle piece of skill there from experienced half Dominic Brambani.
Ward with the charging run, and the apology there from Day, a little bit too enthusiastic, and you would think here that Batley will take the two.
as we mentioned, Sam Day, obviously it's a big physical challenge for him, and that's one way of dealing with it.
He's lost his head guard, hasn't he, Michael Ward? He's run that hard. He's strong. You do need to front up against the front row of his ability, quality and size. So, yeah, but obviously you've got to front up legally.
Yeah, he's done well as Ward. I've been impressed. A couple of big carries. Try saving tackle on Day.
Well, this is certainly a step up for Michael Ward, isn't he? 7 years at Oldham and up into the Championship now, and looks very, very much at home. So a big kick here for the Frenchman, Louis Jouffret, to make it a 2-score ball game. And there it is. Penalty given away by Sam Day.
You mentioned Louis, didn't you?
For Jouffret.
Sorry, Stuart. You mentioned Louis there at the start of the game, and he probably just needs to impose himself a little bit more on this game. He is a quality player when he takes a line on. He's got a nice kick. He's just been a little bit quiet, hasn't he, in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, a couple of nice touches, but you just want to see more of it, don't you? Let's not forget that penalty off the back of the beautiful kick from Bambani. Brought up the Dewsbury left edge, kicked behind, repeat set. But nice start defensively from Dewsbury, committing some numbers to the tackle. Michael Knowles, great work rate, forcing this Batley side back on play one.
Day involved as well as Tom Garrett.
Yeah, big tackle there from Andrade, adding his weight to the challenge. Michael Knowles driving Batley backwards, and they'll be looking for a good defensive set and some kick pressure off the back of it.
Bambani inside for willing as ever Michael Ward to get involved. And again, it's Reece Butterworth with the kick downfield, and that looks like a brilliant kick. Is it going to go out? Well, that's a big call there from the touch judge. Hooley managing to keep the ball in play, but nevertheless the chase is good. The chase is very good, and not for the first time in this second half. A terrific kick downfield from Reece Butterworth, and Batley here will reap the reward.
Yeah, he's spotting Gabriel up on the end of the line. The winger, the left winger, play force, he's got to come up on the end of the line. Great play from Hooley to keep the ball in, but this chase here, there's some intent there from Smeaton. Also from Johnny Campbell, the far side winger. That's great intent and great chase from Batley.
Yeah, may just have had a little toe in touch, but nevertheless, it is Batley who come up with the ball. Tomlinson who scored their first try. Butterworth who's getting more and more influential on this game. Ward as well. My, he's a willing runner, isn't he?
He knows his job, doesn't he? He knows his job really well.
Just holding it up a little. Jouffret and Smeaton coming into the line. Liam Finn there with the tackle. 12-4. Batley lead. 10 minutes gone in the second half. On the second day of the bash in Blackpool. Bambani with nowhere to go.
This is where you want to see him run. Jouffret, get the ball, run in some broken field, take some people on, see what happens off the back of it. Bambani's very structured, so Louis Jouffret needs to really pick some opportunities off in good ball.
Butterworth running across the line, and good tackle from Tom Garrett. On the last, Tyra, ball back towards Bambani. This is difficult towards the corner. Who's coming up with it first? Has he managed to get the ball down there, Sam Wood? You were just short.
Sam
couldn't stretch out.
Jump from Sam Wood, caught the ball. Johnny Campbell tried to escort him over the line, but I think it was Luke Hooley just got in the way, just made it awkward for him to get that ball down.
Well, he's tall enough, isn't he, to be a basketball player, Sam Wood. That would have been a slam dunk. It was a good take for sure, but Dewsbury survive, and back they come with Garrett, who's getting better and better. Lee Greenwood signing Garrett from his hometown club in Siddle, a very prolific amateur rugby league side in Yorkshire. They've produced many a good player over the years.
They have indeed. But talking of good players, I think Dewsbury are looking to get Samuel Kabula back on the field soon. Certainly give some variation to them. Dominic Bambani fuming at the referee's call. Referee give the penalty for infringement in the tackle. Bambani doesn't agree. Well, not many players do agree, but
fair to say that the captain of the The Batley Bulldogs, not a happy chappy there. 12-4. Day at dummy half, and it's Brown on this near side. Warranty was looking, was waiting, was hoping, but the ball didn't come. Good defending. Luke Hooley. Again go to left, Barney and Finn. Always willing. That's good play out to the left wing. Has to come inside, does really, really well, but no way through for Gabriel. Still an opportunity. Day and Finn. Here they go again. Little sidestep, but it wasn't bought by the Bulldogs defence. Charge forward yet again on the... Finn. Now what can he do? Dangerous close to the line. Ball goes out quickly. Well, that wasn't a really good pass, but it's picked up by Gabriel. Can he find a way through? Sprinting through. He was nearly all the way. And here is Day with a little kick. It was worth the effort there from young Sam Day. But just as 2 or 3 minutes ago at the other end, it's defences who are very much on top in this derby.
I think the kick was the wrong play. Sam Day here looking to thread the needle. There was enough Batley shirts there to deal with it, and Sam Day chose the kick. 4th tackle. They had another play in the bag, but again, look, we spoke about that poor attacking set from Dewsbury. They need to do more with the ball when they get these opportunities to attack the Batley line.
It's a bit more. It's unstructured at the moment, isn't it? It's a couple of offloads. The structured plays that they did where Ryder came back on the inside, I think they've got to revert back to them, to the plan, and to things that have worked before.
And this is where Kabula will help Dewsbury. He links those plays together. He's a big man who can pass. Johnny Campbell receiving some treatment. It's like he's got a poke in the eye. But Kabula brings so much to this Dewsbury side, the young Wigan forward.
Yeah, they can play him on an edge as well. He's played on an edge. He's a strong runner on the edge, but he's got some skills. He's mixed his game up. He's dropped a couple of passes to his teammates, and I would suggest, yeah, getting back on the field.
And there goes Michael Ward. He'll be happy with his stint. He's gone to find his scrum cap. Well, a good stint from him. Look, it looks like an old school rugby league player. We said about James Brown, the Batley loose forward, looking like a yesteryear rugby league player. Well, Ward's certainly of a similar ilk.
Absolutely old style, old style. Well, Campbell's okay, and Batley are okay as well. Just going back, you know, it's incredible to think on this ground back in 2010 when Batley won the old Northern Rail Cup. Remember they beat Widnes, and Johnny Campbell played that day. And Barney, he will be all important for Batley.
He's happy with his kick there. A couple of nice touches from Dominic Barney. Like I said, he's a structured halfback, so he likes to get set ready for the kicks and provide more of the structure. It's, for me, Louis Giuffre was the man who could unlock this Dewsbury defence, but both sides defending really well. You've got to say that. There's not been an awful lot of opportunities, despite some poor attack. Both sides defending well, Rich.
I was going to actually ask Richard, I mean, at this level, at championship level, obviously you put a lot of play on the last tackle play, but how much do you actually practice running the ball, going for the try, when 80% of the time all the sides kick? Is there an emphasis on actually trying to go for the try?
Each team is individual. You've got to play to your strengths. Some teams like to run it on last play. We saw Dewsbury, it's worked for them effectively. They've got Liam Finn, though, who's a fantastic kicker. He's just setting up to put the right kicks in the right area. The kick that they got the score off, where he just tilted and spiraled the ball, is they're the end of sets. That's a really good kick in that corner cage type kick. It's a contest.
I think that's the key to it, Stuart. Is it making your kicks a contest? If it's just a kick to nothing, it's an easy catch, and it's not competitive, then it's kind of a pointless turnover. I'd rather see a side run the ball, end up in the corner. It's the same result. You've just got the opportunities to score.
The opposition's still getting the ball close to their own line.
That's a competition. That's a competition right there. And it's a lottery, isn't it? Like, we've seen that 3 times. It's hard to tell who's actually touched it. They're the situations you're trying to create with that cage-like kick, as Rich described it.
Yeah, perhaps just try to, if you like, predict the unpredictable, and for teams on the last tackle, just sometimes to have a go. And of course, it's going to get to this stage in this game that Dewsbury are going to have a go. They're going to have to take a shot and take a gamble.
I think Knowles has got to go for the ball there. You know, they put a kick up in an area that needs contesting. I think they've got to contest for it. There's a kick. Rob, he'll probably get out of here and probably make a break. He's a strong player.
What a good kick that was.
Yeah, Rob Lawrence was praying that would go dead. It didn't, but there's no better guy to bring the ball out of you in goal. Naturally strong is Rob Lawrence. So tough to put down. It's route one, right? What we're going to do, I'm going to run over you now. That's what he's done. That's what he does every week.
Lawrence has been perfect. Perfect when faced with a defending kick. But whether on the ground or in the air, he has been
as I said,
excellent.
Lawrence has been targeted. Batley aren't stupid. The game plan is kick the ball high, kick it near Warrancy, get a good chase and nullify him carrying the ball on play two.
The chance here down the left side with Ryder. Ryder just barges him up. What a run for Ryder, but there was no support. There was no one following him. Gabriel at dummy half, Finn inside. Kick goes across field. Campbell goes up for it. Now, what will the referee say here?
Yeah, so it's going to be a handover.
It's a turnover. It's a turnover. Well, Morton went up for the ball, but we talked about having a go. Ryder did have the go, but there was no one with him.
No, and it was the winger, wasn't it? It's Tompkinson was back off the end of the line. Ryder had the opportunity to pass, actually.
It
felt like he should have passed, but he's so strong when he gets in space. They'd be disappointed with the kick off the back of it. It was Michael Knowles, again, handy to have your back rows to be able to kick the ball. The crossfield kick, but came to nothing. A chance there for Dewsbury, and maybe an opportunity when Keenan Tomlinson drops off the end of the line. Maybe there is an opportunity. Stuart, you are a rugby league genius. They should be running the ball on late plays. You're right.
Good job, thank you. I tell you what, though, coming on a serious note, coming to the last 20 minutes of this game, Dewsbury could probably do with a wily old head on the field. I'm talking about Paul Sykes, who's been out with a knee injury, but he would be tailor-made, he would be perfect for this situation to try and conjure something up, Paul Sykes.
Yeah, injured his PCL. We've seen him with his leg brace on before the game. And him and Kyle Trout, we mentioned both of those. Very influential players for Dewsbury, big misses. You know, you miss two of your starters makes a huge change to the game, but you deal with the hand that you're dealt, and Dewsbury have played well, but it's certainly Batley who are in control, and Dewsbury need to do something. They need to do something to change this game.
Well, the run from Igbenidian, well, still going. He produced some magic last year to win the match for the Dewsbury Rams. Maybe it's his turn again. There is Paul Sykes. Dewsbury born and bred. He'd love to be out there. It's going to be in the hands of the likes of Finn and Brown and Igbenidian and the rest to try and find a way back. Approaching the hour mark. And Batley with the advantage. 12-4. Dewsbury need to score twice. This is an opportunity. It's Hooley down the short side. Warrancy involved. This is better. Quick play the ball. Finn going to the left-hand side. Quick hand. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle from Smeaton on Gabriel. Magnificent. You talk about the bash. That was bash.
Wow. Now, not many people do that to Adam Ryder. There's not many players, when Adam Ryder's at full tilt, can do this. That's timing. Smeaton absolutely delighted with it. What a hit! And then he lets him know on the floor too.
His feet were just off the floor and he just lost a bit of momentum. It was a fantastic try-saver tackle there. They'd have gone in there. He hadn't made that tackle there. Yeah, he's a strong player. He is a strong player, Adam Ryder.
Yeah, Smeaton.
Have a bit of that. Don't ever doubt. It may only be Batley Dewsbury, but this matters. This is a huge game for Batley and a huge game for Dewsbury. Look, it matters. It's a derby. It matters.
The tackle looking that big was not what was important. It was the result of it. When it stopped Adam Ryder 3 or 4 metres out from scoring a try. And Smeaton will be delighted with how the tackle looked, but his teammates and Matt Diskin will be delighted with the result more so.
Yeah, great run again from Butterworth. Yeah, obviously in Super League we have Saints Wigan, we have Hull and Hull Kingston Rovers, but we've seen the passion and the fire and everything that you need encapsulates in a derby here. It's closely contested, and you know, Batley against Dewsbury, it's a derby that's been going all the way back to the 19th century. Brambani with the kick forward. Well, I think that was ball to Mouser. It's still the last. Smeaton just having a look at the referee there. Matt Rosling has to kick it away, and here is Igbenidian. Can he find a way through? Oh, brilliant defending. Superb that was initially. How about that? Brilliant was. He was pushing him out, forced the error, and now Batley will feel, as we go into the last 20 minutes, that they have the opportunity to wrap this up. We shall see. Dewsbury. Scott, the winning runner from full-back. Good tackle again from Tom Garrett. It's warming up now. Campbell gets away from one. Garrett again now with the tackle. Butterworth, who's been excellent since he came on. Dewsbury. Brambani onto the ball. Here is Scott. Smeaton, nowhere to go. Tackle made by Michael Knowles. Well, desperate defence it is. Goes for the line and could score as Paul Brearley got the big try for the Batley Bulldogs. He has been brilliant in defence. They went the short side and Paul Brearley may well have scored the try that wins this derby for Matt Diskin and the Batley Bulldogs.
It's Paul Brearley. Matt Diskin will be delighted with that, by the way. That's such an important try for this Batley Bulldogs team. And here we have, look, for Dewsbury, just stay away from the sideline.
It was Brearley who forced the error. It was Brearley who scored the try.
This is quite simple for me. It's Brearley one-on-one with Adam Ryder. Adam Ryder with the opportunity down the other end. Hands on hips, not quite ready, and Brearley's too strong, too rangy. Gets the ball down in the corner despite Adam Ryder's best efforts. But just games are hinged on moments, aren't they? Dewsbury get the ball back in a good position, receive a kick, get bum rushed into touch by Brearley. Brearley with the adrenaline pumping, gets the ball one-on-one, short side, too strong for Adam Ryder, try, and that's a game changer.
Well, this is a really important kick because it would make it a 3-score ball game for Dewsbury. Dewsbury off the touchline. He likes the look of it. We like the look of it. The touch judges do. And so do the Batley fans. 17 minutes to go. They lead by 18 points to 4. What a kick that was from Lewis Dewsbury. But what a try this was from Paul Brearley.
Nice down the short side. I think Reece Butt was come on really well down that short side. And Paul, he's about 6'8", and he's used every inch there to get over the line. He's putting team in front.
Well, Richard may remember this. It's the first try that Brearley has scored since February. It was against Halifax. And Halifax did win the game.
I thought he was on about the first derby win the 1900s. I'm glad you said that.
You said that, not me. By the way, Dewsbury, you may recognise the name. He's the son of Christophe, who was the chief executive of the Catalan Dragons.
Short kick-off here, Stuart, and Dewsbury got the ball back, so you want to follow up your try-scoring sets with something. You want a nice controlled set. Short kick-off from Dewsbury. Now Dewsbury get the chance to attack.
We've seen some poor short kick-offs this weekend, to be fair. That was a good one.
Yeah, referee unhappy. The scrum wasn't packed when the ball went in. Liam Finn gets another opportunity, but you feel like Dewsbury needs to score here, Richard.
That's exactly what I was just thinking there. I think Lee Greenwood's got to get the message out there now to his players, to his key players. Try and keep the ball alive. They're going to have to play a little bit of ad-lib now. They need a couple of scores here. They're in a strong position to do so. They just need to challenge Batley a little bit more in this area.
And now they really do have to be adventurous.
Yeah, well, it's either that or just execute. You have to.
Off the tackle by Kabula.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they need to be too creative. I don't think they need to do anything outrageous, but having Kabula back on the field and the ability to do that late post-line offload will help.
We've seen a few of them as well over the weekend, them offloads off the ground where you could get penalised, but it's not, the arms or the ball-carrying arms not touch the floor, and it's game on, keep the ball alive.
Yeah, they've looked dangerous. When the unstructured stuff, Dewsbury looked dangerous, but then every team, again, referee frustratingly not happy the scrum's not packed. Just pack the scrum, Dewsbury. Get the ball out of there, you need to attack. The unstructured stuff looks dangerous when every team does it. So the challenge is for Lee Greenwood and Liam Finn and the key players for Dewsbury is now you're at a position in the field get your key players connected, execute some running lines, and really challenge Batley's defence.
Well, they need to score 3 times in the last 15 minutes to get themselves back in this game. Lucas Walshaw straightening up Day. What can he do from dummy half this time? On the charge is Igbenidian, but no joy. Batley's defence has been exceptional so far today. It's going to have to be right now as Finn finds Walshaw again.
Needed to get the ball out right there. They needed to find a way to make another pass. They couldn't do it.
Well, there it is. There is the pass, but it wasn't able to be held by Warrensey. And there's the mistake, a little bit of adventure. That's the first mistake, I have to say, that Warrensey has made all afternoon. He apologises.
It's the classic.
Is ticking against Dewsbury here, and for Batley, it's all about, in these last 12 or 13 minutes, all about game management.
But it's classic rugby league. They had the opportunity to get the ball there, the play before, didn't get it there. And then what you do is you try and chase the ace. You go, we'll get the ball there now. Well, defences are too good, too smart. They readjusted the numbers. Everyone was in front of Warrensey. The long ball wasn't on. The long ball was on the play before, but
yeah,
Dewsbury didn't have the
Dave
vision.
Manning had sunk in, hadn't he, on that play before. He needed to get the ball out.
It was one play too late.
Yeah. That's the thing with vision. It's in the moment. You've got to spot these things as they happen. You can't react once defences adjust too quickly. So you need to take opportunities. For Dewsbury, when there's an opportunity there, they have to take it, and they haven't done that well enough today.
Well, the 5th time that Batley and Dewsbury have played at the Summer Bash, and as it stands at the moment, as Brown tries to find a way through for the Bulldogs, this is going to be the biggest winning margin. Good defence, gets the ball back, and, well, did the ball go in touch of Knowles, or was Brown pushed into touch?
It's just got a bit scrappy, hasn't it, the last couple of minutes? Both teams, even Batley, obviously in winning, and they're trying to force it. And most credit Dewsbury, the defence, they're getting some numbers in the frame. Stay away from the sideline, boys.
To be fair to James Brown, he did incredibly well there. Unbelievably well to get the ball. I don't believe he was in touch. He was getting bum rushed by sort of 3 or 4 Dewsbury defenders, flick the ball back inside. But Dewsbury don't care. And we'll see. James Brown, dive, not in touch. It doesn't bounce on the line. It should be.
Should have been a scrub to Batley.
Should have been Batley's ball, but it isn't. You know, Dewsbury get the chance now. Said about needing to score in the last set. Well, listen, without doubt, if they don't score here, it's game over.
I mean, to be fair to the judge there, we did have the benefit of 3 replays. 18-4, Batley in control of this game, but here comes Hooley from fullback. Well, the offload, terrific defence again from Sam Smeaton, but he had to take the risk. He had to take the gamble, but Smeaton again influential in defence for Batley. One of the hits of the weekend earlier when he took out Adam Ryder close to the try line.
But we've seen him be aggressive, Smeaton, and on Adam Ryder earlier, but that was technically a really good piece of defence. He had a lead runner tearing his inside shoulder off. He had to be patient. He kept square and then moved on. Put Hooley under some pressure to come up with a play. He couldn't come up with a play, but top defensive centre play there.
Just by backing off there, it allows him a little bit more time to assess the situation. It was a good one-on-one contact. We've obviously seen he's strong. He can make them shoulder tackles, but that was a different type of tackle, a smart centre tackle.
We saw the brave Michael Ward go off a little while ago. He will be coming back on, will be used if Matt Diskin needs him. He passed the concussion test, so he's okay. And here is Leak now back on from dummy half, just trying to wear down this Dewsbury defence now, and also wind the clock down. 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes before Batley, and arguably their biggest win of the season. It's going to be a double as well, having won on Good Friday against their big rivals. Little chip to the corner from Hugh Frey, and safe as houses again, Rob Warrensey. But look where Dewsbury are. They need to score 3 tries.
Like I
and
said,
they're on their own line.
We've dealt with Rob Warrensey in that way all day. Kick it high, catch him, hit him as he catches it. Lee Greenwood will be ruining that start. The 15-minute start that cost them 10 points, cost them some energy. They'll be ruining that as they look through Knowles here to play Gabriel in some space.
And here he goes, lightning fast, Andy Gabriel. over halfway. You feel it's now or never. You feel that they have to score here. Ball out to Warrency with a little bit of space to run. Good offload. Here is Igbenedian for the Dewsbury Rams. Still going, elusive runner. 2 tackles left in this set. Day, Brown and Finn. And Knowles all wrapped up again. Plays the ball. Knock on given. Knock on given. Well, I told you there'd be some fire and brimstone. Here it is. Batley celebrating there as if they've won the game. And you have to say, they probably have.
I agree with that. Like Rich said then in commentary, good decision it is. Michael Knowles knows exactly what he's doing. He's Shannon Milk a penalty. He knows Smeaton's in the ruck. And then he's frustrated because he's got it wrong. Sam Smeaton's delighted because he's got it right.
Technically, it was the correct call. It was a poor play of the ball. It was an incorrect play of the ball.
And the incorrect play of the ball came from the fact that he was trying to win a penalty from somebody being in the ruck, without doubt.
And it was Sam Smeaton who's made another tackle there, an important tackle for his team.
Well, the rules have changed as well, haven't they, as far as that is concerned? Obviously throwing the ball at opponents as well to try and win a penalty.
There's loads of gamesmanship. Gamesmanship just shifts around when you change the rules. There's gamesmanship all the time. I think rugby league, we think gamesmanship's not a thing. Well, it always has been. Whether it's sort of fighting to play the ball, you know, shrugging people not square at marker or whatever, it's going to happen. It's just those ones we don't want to see. Michael Knowles would have been better to play the ball. His team were attacking the opponent's line. They had an opportunity to score. Take advantage of it.
You wrote the book on gamesmanship, didn't you?
Not me, Stuart.
And Matt Diskin, you know, will be absolutely thrilled with this. They've put a lot of work in. The error coming from David Scott, but they really have put a lot of work in. He was saying on the training field this week, mainly on defence.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about Dewsbury's attack. Look, you can say what you like. I think the players have lacked vigour, sometimes not quite at the line enough. There's not been enough direct stuff, apart from when Kabula's carried the ball. I thought it's looked good off him, but credit Batley's defence and Matt Diskin's team's defence, because really it's been exceptional.
Well, Diskin here for the 3rd season. Diskin could be celebrating again here, but Brown is back, and that's the only option he had left to him. Brown kicking it, with Brown veering down on Brown.
We like that, Neil. James Brown taking a kick there. There's your old-fashioned prop forward.
Exactly. It was a mistake from Adam Gabriel. He just lost the ball in contact, and that just gave Batley the chance. Brown shinning it forward. And the other Brown said, right, see you on Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That's where that landed.
Wow. Oh, he's back. He's back. He passed his concussion test and he's back in the thick of the action. Matt Ward.
I think his head guard makes him faster.
Well, there's been some standout performers today. Richard Marshall will be picking our man of the match, so he'll be thinking about that over the next 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe the man of the match award is yet to be won. We shall see as Batley looking to rub salt in those Dewsbury wounds. Here is Scott, diminutive little fullback, running across the line, still going. Round Ryder. Ryder recovers to make the tackle with Liam Finn. And this is brilliant game management, you have to say, from the Batley Bulldog. Just 6 minutes to go. Well, Leak goes on his own. Leak's over! That is it. The celebrations can start for Batley. Alistair Leak, fresh off the plane from a business trip to Singapore, does the business in Blackpool to wrap up the win in the big derby clash against their bitter rivals, the Dewsbury Rams.
Yeah, great piece of opportunist play. Luke Hooley trapped on the deck, but it was this carry, Michael Ward. Wow, that's what you want to see off the back of a repeat set. And it was Luke Hooley on the floor. Leak took the advantage of that unstructured ruck, and Liam Finn would have liked to have done better. Leak using strength to twist and just managing to ground the ball.
This is one of the benefits of the new interpretation of that rule. I think 4 weeks ago, Leek there would have pleaded for a penalty. Instead, he's got on with it and he's got himself a score for backing his effort. So again, it's credit to him to get over the line there and not try and milk a penalty out of the opposition.
I have to say I'll be very, very disappointed, by the way, if Michael Ward isn't on Richard Marshall's shortlist for man of the match. It's got to be on the shortlist.
No, Stuart.
Dewsbury then. It is going to be the biggest winning margin in the heavy woolen derby here at the Summer Bash.
He's trying to influence his decision there. That's not fair. Well, he should come up with his own. He can make his own mind up.
He can be on the shortlist then.
He's on the shortlist, put it that way.
Well, look at Leek here. We watch him ground the ball. It's contentious whether he gets this down. Just from Leek. Again, Finn nearly did enough to stop him, not quite, but came off the back of that unstructured ruck. Like I said, Luke Hooley on the deck and Leek taking advantage. Batley look to close the game out now, and what do you want? Matt Diskin, what would he want from his side here? A strong set with the ball, some strong carries. Ultimately get your Johnny Campbells and characters like that in. Carry strong. Get us down the field, lads. And ultimately what's coming is likely a Dominic Brambani kicking to touch, slow the game down. It's 4 minutes to go, and they'll be using all the tactics that they can to really close this out slowly.
Just to emphasise the point that Richard made about Leek having a go for the try line, and this time it's going to be Scott having a go for the try line. It's becoming a rout in Blackpool. Another Batley try. Well, it was 4 tries in 6 games for Alistair Leek. It's another try for a very loyal clubman, David Scott. Over 100 appearances for Batley. A day to forget for the Dewsbury Rams. It'll be a night of celebration, though, for the Batley Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's Brambani to Brearley, and they said about closing the game out, they might kick in touch, but it was a great line from Brearley. He's been incredible today, he's had a great game, and Scott supporting up the middle. There's a back row
outside, doesn't he?
He does great,
he did really well
change,
there.
Great line change. In a game where it's been teams have struggled to unlock defences, been 2 great touches from Brearley to unlock this Dewsbury defence. Great vision from Brambani as well. He's had a top game too. But the rangy back rower making a break, scoring 1, creating 1. And that I said about kicking the ball in touch to close the game down. Well, there's no better way to close a game out than scoring a try.
Well, after this conversion from Louis Dewsbury, we will get the man of the match shortlist, and the man only just got there, virtually in front of the post, and it hit the post and went in, but they all count. 2.5 minutes to go. Who is going to be the Betfred Championship man of the match? Richard.
Michael Ward, he's on the short list, so you got your way. He's had a great game as well. David Scott, Louis Dewsbury. We're going to go for Sam Smeaton. I thought his defence has been outstanding. He's kept his team. He's kept Dewsbury out on a number of occasions, and he's been really strong for his team. So we'll go with the Betfred Championship man of the match will be Sam Smeaton.
Well, there he is. Yeah, that crunching tackle, one of the highlights of the whole weekend for me on Ryder. Dewsbury get the ball back again.
There's big tackles. He's made some real big defensive efforts, and sometimes defensive players don't get the credit they deserve. And
Kabula, charge for the line. Lovely little layoff. Michael Knowles gets the try for the Dewsbury Rams. It's a little more than consolation. And it's, I was going to say, too little too late.
This is what Kabula can bring, though. This is why he needs to be on the field for Dewsbury. A change of angle, footwork, show the ball, too strong. Really couldn't control him up top. Got his arms free. Smeaton was on the case, brought him to ground, but the ball offloaded and Knowles in to score a try for Dewsbury. And it, offloads and unstructured stuff has looked like their best way of scoring points, and Lee Greenwood will be delighted, I think, with Samuel Kabula's contribution, but I agree, Sam Smeaton for Batley's been great. Also, Paul Brearley with the ball had a big day.
Doesn't seem like a 30 points to 8 game, does it? I think Dewsbury have been better value than the scoreline suggests. They've had a real good dig. They just lost the way towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, off the post, all academic. 30 points to 8. This is going to be the biggest win of the season for Batley. Margin-wise, points-wise, as far as Matt Diskin is concerned, this could set up the rest of their season. Approaching the last minute, I have to say, they don't often get much praise, but I think the referee, Matt Rossley's been terrific today.
Yeah, they've been good. It's all gone like clockwork. Matt Diskin's delighted. He's got Lee Senteller, his S&C next to him. And they'll be pleased. Look, they'll be pleased with the condition of this team. You know, it's been a tough game, as Dewsbury will likely try anything now to get the ball back.
Yeah, play on. Good pick-up. But all the adventure from Dewsbury has come when it's too late.
Yeah, I just think they rely too much on the dangerous, off-the-cuff stuff to create opportunities, and the structured stuff hasn't been as effective. Batley have looked more dangerous with the ball. They've probably had more field position, looked more likely to break Dewsbury down structurally.
They probably needed to.
Oh, the break down the middle from Day. He's been pretty good as well. Little kick over the top. This would be just reward. And it's a really good try from young Sam Day. He's given it his absolute everything for Dewsbury in this second half. Lovely little bit of skill. As we talked about before, where was that 20 minutes ago where they really needed it? Back-to-back tries for Dewsbury. It won't matter. But well played, Sam Day.
Yeah, it's a great run out of dummy half. Catching people too close at marker, and then again unstructured stuff. Win a ruck. Sam Smeaton and Michael Knowles continuing an argument from earlier where Knowles tried to milk the penalty. Great kick over from Dane and good speed from him, great leg speed at this time of the game, but the unstructured stuff for Dewsbury not enough today.
And that is that fantastic win for the Batley Bulldogs. Back-to-back wins. Just a couple of weeks ago at Easter, they beat their arch rivals, and they've done it again, and well, they've done it in style. Real character there, isn't he? Mike Ward. Absolutely brilliant performance from the Batley Bulldogs. They've won only once before today in the Bash against their big rivals. They're the big performer, Paul Brearley. Bram Barney leading from the front, the captain of the battling side. But what a day this will be for Matt Diskin. Huge disappointment for the Dewsbury coach, Lee Greenwood, as we mentioned before, certainly missing his captain, Kyle Trout, missing the guile of Paul Sykes, the veteran, the experience. But it's all smiles and it's all celebrations for the Batley Bulldogs. Dewsbury wasted the opportunity to go above their arch rivals in the Betfred Championship table. And it's now 3-2 to Dewsbury at the Bash, but this is the biggest winning margin in this fixture here in Blackpool between these two sides. Another impressive performer there, young Reece Butterworth. They're all over the field. Batley have just been too good for the Dewsbury Rams. And we're going to get some reaction now, I think, because Jenna is with our man of the match, Sam Smeaton.
I certainly am. Sam, congratulations. You are the Betfred Championship man of the match. Now, that game was every bit as physical as we anticipated.
Oh, yeah, we're a physical game. They usually are, them derbies. They mean a lot to the fans and everything, so we're just glad to get the win off that one.
And it's now 2 wins over Dewsbury in the space of a month. I guess that's no mean feat, right?
Oh, yeah, we just need to, after a slow start, we need to take each game as it goes now and just try and kick on and build a bit of consistency, and that's what we're trying to do there.
Well, it was very close that first 40 minutes. It wasn't until after the break that you really came out and dominated. Usually I'd ask what the coach's message was at half-time, but what was the chat player to player?
We just give them a lot of energy. We seemed to come out of blocks the first 20 and we did really well, but then we just kept feeding them energies with penalties and silly errors at times, and it was just about building that energy and battle and keeping it in our side, not their side.
Next up for you is a high-flying Halifax. What kind of, well, I guess taking this winning momentum into that game is going to be a huge bonus.
Yeah, we'll review this one on Tuesday and then we'll build into Halifax and just review them and see what they've got going on. So, yeah.
Well, here is a cheque for £250. Go to a charity of your choice. Where is it going to go?
I give that to Prince of Wales Hospice in Pontefract. And just a quick get well soon to Theo Campbell as well. Cheers, thank you.
Congratulations. Andrew Gabriel, we can bring you in now. It wasn't the result you were after, but my word, it was an intense battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, story of our season so far, really. We give too many points away in the first 10 minutes, and the same in the second half. Let them get into the game too much. We come back a bit, but I mean, we can't give them starts.
Is that, do you think, something that your coach Lee Greenwood will be speaking to you about? You again got off to a fairly slow start in this game too.
Yeah, it's an energy battle, and we get out infused. I mean, they get a bit of a roll, let them get a bit of a roll on, and it carries on through the game. It's hard to get back when you give them the first 10 minutes of both halves.
It is only 3 wins for Dewsbury so far this season. What do you think might need to change for you to start seeing the results?
I think like the wins we've had against Featherstone and Widnes this season, that it's been a big real team spirit, and I think we just need to keep that going. Lee talks about it in change rooms, just getting everyone around each other whenever anything goes wrong or whenever anything goes right. Just get around each other and help each other out. I think it needs some more of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank Jenna. The bottom line, though, is it's now 5 defeats in the last 6 games for the Dewsbury Rams since their brilliant win over Widnes. But what a day for the Batley Bulldogs. Brilliant performance.
It was a poor start from them, wasn't it, Stuart? In this second half, they were really looking for a big start, but error off the kick-off. And then followed up with quite a blatant offside. Referee given no choice but to give the penalty away, and that's not what you want. Dewsbury really couldn't take advantage. They couldn't unpick this Batley defence and resorted to kicking the ball. And then there was Ryder who made this break. Felt he could have passed earlier, but Dewsbury looking to create something through Ryder. Smeaton defended Ryder very well all day, and a big tackle from Brambani to chase back. This was the tackle. Sam Smeaton, that got him the man of the match. That's a try saver, and who knows, had they have scored there, could have been a different game. You just felt that Dewsbury had to stay away, and then a smart short side play, really too strong on Ryder, who was disappointed down the other end. Gabriel put in some space here, and Dewsbury were just trying to find a way to get back into the game. They couldn't. As we spoke about Knowles and Smeaton having a battle all day. But it was Leake who had the last laugh in that piece of play. Smart run out of dummy half, show and go. Finn couldn't control him, and Leake just managing to ground the ball. And this was smart vision from Brambani, and I thought Brealey must have pushed Smeaton close for man of the match, and Scott supporting at the middle. But a try from Brealey, and then a really smart line change. You're seeing big man, rangy back rower, Scott supporting up the middle of the field.
Excellent from Batley there. He kept trying, kept plugging away. Dewsbury, Kabuli, he was a thorn in the Batley side for most of the game. And Michael Knowles, he probably needed to use him a little bit more towards the end of that game. He's a talented player. Yeah, he had a little bit of a spat there again with Sam Smeaton. Both players at Sheffield together. I thought that was an outstanding play to kick the ball, running at that pace and kick it over the fullback was outstanding. They didn't give it up, did they, Dewsbury? And Sam Day had a fantastic game. Again, it's an excellent skill there and a great score to finish off.
Well, there we have it. Batley deserved winners. Completion rate, very important.
Yeah, 70%, but that doesn't tell the story. 25% completion in the first 10 minutes, and that's, for me, where the game was won. Such a poor start from Dewsbury, and Batley took advantage.
Well, we've still got one more big game to come. Confirming there that Batley now 3 points clear of their big rivals. And what a game it is coming up to round off the bash. Lee against Widnes, next on Sky Sports Arena. Don't go anywhere. But today, it's all about the Batley Bulldogs, who have won yet again against their big rivals. Lee against Widnes coming up next on Sky Sports Arena from the Summer Bash here in Blackpool.
Sky Sports Arena. Feel it all.
It gets passed out wide to the right. They're still going. Takes it cleanly.
See if you could save money on your mortgage. It's either or Habito.
You care for the things you love. So do we. With our Hotpoint Active Care technology, remove more than 100 stains at only 20 degrees. Giving new life to the things you love the most. Hotpoint, the way you care.
Remember what we said?
They must never happen.
Hand over the chest and save yourselves, Captain.
You okay, Dad?
Yeah. It was worth it.
Thanks, Dad.
New Freddo treasures with Cadbury Dairy Milk buttons and a surprise toy in every pack.
Guys, get in here!
Who's a good boy?
It's me! Me! Hey, guys! You're gonna want to get in on this.
I know how to get those guys in here. Let's pause the internet on their devices. Hey,
What's
what is it?
Sausages!
Down at the tea.
Enjoy dinner time without screen time. Pause the internet with Sky Broadband. Sky, believe in better.
You know, I know good business. So when Barclaycard told me about their repayment calculator, which shows how a small extra repayment each month adds up to paying them much less in interest, I was shocked. That would be like me setting up a talent show in Antarctica. It would be bad business. But Barclaycard have made their repayment calculator, so you should definitely use it.
This is the Riviera, darling. People get away with everything.
Georgie, thought you weren't coming back. Have you ever known me to run away from anything?
She's hiding something. I know it.
To new friends.
You don't know that woman at all.
We all have our secrets, darling. I can take you down at any time, Georgina.
You really want to know the truth?
It's Super League's 10th grand final at Old Trafford. St Helens and Leeds have been involved in 7 of the previous 9, but they have never met each other here. Tonight they go head-to-head at Old Trafford for the first time. Out they come, the players, Phil Clark.
We know how close and competitive these two teams are. This game could even go into extra time, but you have to be ready at the start and maintain that level of concentration for both of the 40-minute periods. It tests you both physically, but equally as mentally at this level of rugby league.
3 tackles gone, it's with Cunningham, it comes back to Sean Long, and he then finds Price, and it goes wide to Gilmore, and further wide to Willie Talau.
That's a tactic I think you'll see often here tonight from St Helens. A lot of teams have highlighted Clinton Tupi as a weak link in the Leeds defensive line, maybe making an error in judgment, coming in when he should stay out, and vice versa. It's where he'll be attacked.
Long with ball in hand, dabs the ball behind the defenders. It's hacked on, no it isn't, it's picked up, but it's a penalty because Long was taken out.
Neat little chip through. Obvious that Diskin put the shoulder charge in. Webb looks as though he's picked up a bit of an injury. Went in very awkward.
He's actually running off the ball there and forced Sean to go around him. He's actually used his shoulder.